Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear with Back to School, Babies and Boobies. What does that mean to you? So many moms are really stressed out. So here down in Florida, school has started. For some Central Florida schools, today was the first day of school. Some of them are starting later this week. I don't know why you start school on a Thursday. So I heard some schools started on Thursday. That's kind of weird. But regardless, yeah, back to school, back to school. What is that? What kind of memories does that bring up for you? Is it the first day jitters? Is it finding a cool outfit to wear? Is it getting a new backpack or new shoes? Excited to see your friends, share your summer adventures? What does back to school mean to you? For a lot of moms, it means high stress. They're trying to get the family back into a routine, trying to get the kids to eat something in the morning, trying to get everybody to school on time, fight traffic, get people to buses, after school care. I mean, it's just a high stress time for a lot of moms and for kids. Some kids are worried. They're concerned about their new teacher or new teachers, their new classmates. Will everything move in the right direction, or will it be a hard time? And then as far as, how to best prepare kids for school, right? What do you feed them in the morning, right? So I remember my mom and my dad thought that Cheerios was a health food, right? So at one point that yellow box was heart healthy. Now it's just a box filled with Roundup. But back when I was a kid, people thought Cheerios and shredded wheat was a healthy way to start your breakfast, right? And that's what General Mills told them. And they had their bowl. And I remember my mom every morning would set a bowl where I would sit at the kitchen table, and she'd pour Cheerios and she'd pour milk. And I never ate it. I hated Cheerios. And I'm not a morning person. I did row collegiate crew, so we did have 4:30 a.m. practices. I don't know how I did that because I'm not a morning person. I'm more of a night owl, hence my nighttime lives. And the Cheerios oftentimes would just sit on the table. I did not want to eat it. I did not like breakfast. I wasn't a breakfast person, air quotes. And a lot of it, looking back, knowing what I know now, was because I was nauseous every morning. I didn't know the word for nauseous. So some of you guys have kids and their stomach is upset in the morning. Their stomach is nauseous in the morning. They don't feel good in the morning. You think they're not a morning kid. They don't want to eat, and it's because they're actually nauseous. If you have parasites, you can feel nausea in the morning and in the evening or all day. And so until I became a holistic practitioner and learned about parasites, and I actually handled my own parasites, I can now eat breakfast in the morning and actually like it, right? Like I like a good, sunny side up eggs where the yolk's a little runny with some sea salt on top. I like that. But back when I was a kid and my mom served me soggy Cheerios, I didn't want anything to do with that. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Robin. So what is a healthy breakfast? Jonathan, what is a healthy breakfast? You want to prepare your kids for their day. If you're feeding them sugary cereal, what's going to happen is they're going to get to school, they're going to be super hyper. And now the teacher's going to have issues with your child and behavior, right? What they should have is some kind of protein in the morning, right? Maybe they like scrambled eggs. Maybe they like sunny side eggs like I do. Maybe they like some pieces of turkey or chicken or hard-boiled eggs or bacon or whatever, but you want to get protein into them in the morning. Maybe a piece of fruit with their protein. Maybe some kind of carbohydrate would be okay, but you definitely don't want them to eat frozen waffles, muffins, croissants, toast. You don't want them to have those things, or those are all just carbs, right? So Jonathan said a healthy breakfast is eggs and veggies. That's right, Jonathan. That would be a great breakfast. And that would break the fast, right? So at night you're fasting, you're detoxing your body, your liver kicks in between the hours of 1 and 3. It's detoxing the body. And then you break the fast with food in the morning. You want to have some water. I drink almost all my water. Start the day with a glass of distilled water or filtered water. And that helps to process toxins, helps to rehydrate your body, and then have whatever you're going to have, right? So maybe you're like me, you like coffee. I like coffee. Coffee is a stimulant. Coffee does stimulate the brain. I don't do many unhealthy things. Coffee is one of those unhealthy, I wouldn't say unhealthy, but those evils. Dr. Jack Wolfson, he is known as the natural cardiologist. He says coffee's fine. I'm like, all right, Dr. Jack says it's okay, but it is a stimulant. Should young kids be drinking caffeine? No, there's no reason for a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old or even an 18-year-old, which I won't gain any points with them, for drinking caffeine, right? So a young child, definitely not in puberty, definitely does not need caffeine. You're just setting that kid up for having difficulty sitting in class. No kid is supposed to be sitting on their butt 8 hours a day. No adult is supposed to be sitting on their butt 8 hours a day, right? We have a smaller tushy. Well, it depends on the size of your tush, but we're bipedal. We walk on our feet on purpose, right? We're not supposed to be sedentary. We're not built to be sedentary. And so one of my favorite subjects was physical education. I loved PE in elementary school, in middle school, in high school. I loved moving my body. I feel better moving my body. You guys can let me know, do you love to move your body? But you want to start your child for back to school. Mary says, I like big butts and I cannot lie. But you want to set your child up, or your adolescent up, or your college student up for success. And one of the things in success is, one, start your day with some water. Robin likes some lemon essential oils. Cool. My mother-in-law loves to put fresh lemons in. I love limes, whatever you want in your water, maybe a pinch of sea salt to help remineralize your body, put good electrolytes back in your body, rehydrate your body, and start your day. Start your day with some protein, right? So set these kids up for success. Pre-plan what the morning's going to look like. Okay. What are you going to wear? What kind of stuff do you need for your backpack? Adults, what are you doing? Do you have a planner, right? So I have an old school planner. Do you have a planner, and have you planned out what you're going to achieve? What are your goals for the next day? I don't always do that, but when I do plan my day goes how? My day goes way more smoothly when I know, okay, tomorrow I have a special seminar for my academy in the evening. So I'm thinking okay, I have this to do. I have a meeting. I have this thing. I have that thing, right? So you can plan your day, and then you want to start your most challenging project at the time of day that you have the most energy. So if you think taxes are boring and not fun, which I agree, or accounting or number crunching is not your most favorite thing to do, whatever time of the day you have the most energy is when you want to do that task. You don't want to save your most challenging task for when you're tired. You want to do your most challenging task first, the most important tasks first, right? And so with back to school, you want your kid to be set up for success. You don't want to be rushing your kid, and now your kid is late to school, and now the teacher's yelling at the kid, but really who's responsible for getting your child to school late or on time? That falls on the parent. I remember one of my friends, we would carpool, and the mom was running late. And so we would end up getting to school late, and the teacher was mad at us. We didn't drive the car, right? At that point, we weren't driving. And so that it kind of messes up your whole day, right? If you're arriving late. So arrive early. I know Jonathan arrives really early to his classes. That's great. It's better than being really late, right? And then, I was seeing at different places for school supplies, they have these little bottles of hand sanitizer. Now, the problem with the hand sanitizer is it dries out the hands. It has alcohol in it. It strips the body of the microbiome. It strips the body of the good bacteria and dries out our largest organ of our body, which is skin. If you dry out your hands, what happens to the hands? They crack, and then bugs and parasites and junk can get into the hands. So you can teach your kid, okay, before lunch, wash your hands. Obviously, after you go to the bathroom, wash your hands, and that's good. That's good. I don't believe kids need to be using hand sanitizer. Again, another unpopular thing I'm sharing with you all day long. It is ruining their microbiome. It's actually weakening their skin, and it's predisposing them to have problems with the skin. Okay, so back to school, take the steps to make life easier. Take the steps to be well fed. Make sure your kids are going to bed early so they're well rested. And then make sure they have some kind of activity, right? So hopefully your school still has physical education. Hopefully your school offers sports, offers ways that the kids can move their body, okay? Now, when it comes to babies, my favorite babies are quantum nutrition babies. What is a quantum nutrition baby? A quantum nutrition baby is the baby of a mama who has decided the most important thing in her life, the most important thing that she wants to focus on is getting her body ready to be pregnant, right? So we're going to teach her what foods to eat while she's pregnant. We're going to teach her what foods not to eat, which products to use, which products not to use. We are going to get mama's body, mama's physiology as healthy as possible. And that way, when she's ready to conceive, she inside her body has a growing, healthy baby, right? And we're going to educate her. We're going to hold her hand along the way. We're going to teach her things that she needs to know while she's pregnant. And we're going to quantum test to see any imbalances in her body and give her whole food nutrients, vitamins and minerals to not only keep her body working optimally, but also have enough nutrients and have enough minerals to grow a healthy body, a healthy baby body. That sounds weird, but that's really what's happening, right? When you're pregnant, you are growing a baby inside you, right? And so what we find is when mama does that, she takes responsibility of making sure she's really, really healthy. And we teach her how to do that. And she's really, really healthy and has great habits and great support with us at Palmer Natural Health with quantum nutrition testing while she's pregnant. And then what happens is we tend to see mamas not have preeclampsia. We see moms not have problems with blood sugar. We see moms have babies that are full term. We see moms deliver babies with strong placentas. We see moms deliver babies that can lift up their head, that have big, bright, shiny eyes, that don't put toxins in their kids. And that's how you have healthy babies. And my quantum babies are my favorite. I shouldn't have favorites, right? But they're my favorite babies to see because they're so healthy and they're doing so well and they're just happy. They're happy babies. And if you need help with that, we can help you, right? You can reach out to Palmer Natural Health, 407-682-8444 or palmernaturalhealth.com. And we are happy to reach out to you to see what we can do to help you in your journey to not only health for yourself, but health for your family. All right. And then the last topic is boobies. Okay. Boobies, breasts. Unfortunately, the last couple of years, we're seeing increases in different types of malignancies. We can say that, malignancies involving breasts. There are certain things that people have experimented with that unfortunately seem to decrease the immune system, increase free radicals, increase anything that was in remission. And what is happening is increased rates of cancer are occurring. I don't know the numbers. Some of the numbers haven't been released yet, but there's the rates of cancer and breast cancer are skyrocketing. Now, very controversial subject, right? When you're looking at what promotes health, so I can talk to you about that. If you're looking at how to be healthy, so people want to be healthy, they don't want to have cancer, they don't want to have degeneration, they don't want to be diagnosed with diseases, right? So if you're looking to avoid those things and you want to be healthy, you have to look at what causes those things. So toxins in your environment, we know that smoking cigarettes, right? This is not rocket science. Smoking cigarettes increases your rates of lung cancer. We know that. The commercials, the late night TV commercials tell you that. The cigarette industry has had to put labels on boxes of cigarettes letting everybody know that smoking cigarettes causes cancer. Well, if smoking cigarettes causes lung cancer, what does smoking vape do? No one's talking about vape, right? Vape is smoking chemicals and multiple chemicals with no long-term studies. So if we know that smoking cigarettes causes cancer, what do you think smoking vape does? And I see kids doing this. This is not a cute trend or a cute fad or a cute whatever. It's not cute at all. Cancer is not cute. Lung cancer is not cute at all. And so if you want to prevent bad things from happening, you have to lessen the toxicity load. Okay, so we're looking to lessen pollution in the air. Well, where do you get pollution in the air? I know Robin knows the answer to this. Pollution in the air can come from scented candles. Okay, breathing in what makes the scent in the candles is chemicals. Scented dryer sheets are cancer causing. Scented laundry detergents, perfumes. I mean, the amount of scents that can be in a household is astronomical. But not only are we looking at scents, right, smells, we're also looking at materials. So right now my mic is sitting on a table, right? Tables can off gas, flooring can off gas, couches can off gas. That new car smell can off gas, right? That smell you smell is the chemicals off gassing. And so what do? Do you like just live in a bubble? No, probably because Bubble Boy, those of you that are Seinfeld fans, Bubble Boy probably breathed in all the plastic. So you do the best you can and you make the changes you can to decrease the toxicity that you're inhaling. I used to love the little plugins in the wall. Those are all bad chemicals. Instead, you could use essential oils, but pure essential oils, not crappy essential oils, right? Companies like Young Living have a much higher quality of essential oils. It's a very different oil than if you were to buy something at the grocery store or at the department store, right? So what are you breathing in and what can you control about what you're breathing in? What are you putting on your body, right? Anything that you put on your skin gets absorbed by your skin. So I was looking at another health company, I won't say the name, and I was reading the labels. So we ordered like a sampler pack, right? And the sampler pack came and I'm reading the labels on the sampler pack. And this is like a mainstream healthy company. And the labels are disturbing me. And I'm like, all right, well, this thing can't use that. And this thing can't use that. And this thing can't use that. And so my question for you is, if you are using a healthy brand that's not healthy and you read the label, so my husband just ordered the sampler pack. He didn't read the labels. He just picked, yes, sampler pack. And so they sent us the sampler pack and I cannot use the stuff. So what do? Do I donate it? So I said, Leah, maybe we should donate this to like a homeless shelter. She goes, no, mommy, because then those people are going to have bad chemicals. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So we have this weird built-in button that we don't want to waste things. So then my justification was like, okay, well, these are healthier bad things and they're going to use bad things anyway. So I might as well give it to them. So what do you do in that situation? Do you donate the healthy bad things? Every now and then we'll have a rep come into the office and they're trying to sell us something and they bring us a box of donuts. I'm not going to eat the box of donuts. My staff's not going to eat the box of donuts. I'm definitely not going to give my patients the box of donuts. So what do? Do I take it and say thank you and then throw it away? That's wasteful. Do I give it back to them? That's kind of insulting. And so we just give it back to them. I'm like, I'm so sorry. We don't eat this. We don't eat junk food. We don't eat donuts. We don't eat whatever you're trying to bring us, right? And so whatever you put on your skin, your body absorbs. So you have to read the labels. If you don't understand the labels, you probably should not be putting it on your largest organ, the skin. Whatever you put on your hair, your body absorbs. Whatever you eat, obviously your body is absorbing. So we're looking at toxicities in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food that we eat. And the higher your toxin load, the more likely you are to have disease, the more likely you are to have future diagnosis of cancer, the more likely you are to have health issues. So one of the things that you can do to protect the boobies is not put aluminum deodorant on, right? I challenge you. I'm going to give you guys the supermarket challenge. So you guys ready? The supermarket challenge is the next time you are at the supermarket or the grocery store, whatever you call it. I want you to go down the deodorant aisle, which by the way is ridiculous. Do we really need an aisle this huge filled with different types of deodorant? Like really? I challenge you to look at the deodorants and find one that does not have aluminum. Anything that says antiperspirants, anti means against. Perspirant is something that keeps you from sweating. So anti-perspire, anti-sweat, stop sweating, right? So if you don't know the words, look up the words. So it means something that keeps you from sweating. Well, if you stop sweating, you're dead, right? You have to sweat to release toxins. If you block what's in your armpit, right? If you're blocking the sweat, you're supposed to sweat in your armpit. So where in our society did someone say if you sweat in your armpits, that's not good? Like, where did that come from? That's like saying if you pee in the toilet, that's not good. When you urinate, you're getting rid of toxins. When you sweat in your armpits, you're cooling your body and getting rid of toxins. So who developed deodorant saying don't sweat in your arm? It's okay to sweat on your legs, but it's not okay to sweat in your, I mean, have you guys ever thought about that? That's pretty crazy. Who said, where did deodorants even come from? Who said that you can't sweat? And then who decided that if your armpit's stinky, you need to have deodorant? Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. If your armpits are stinky, you're toxic, and you're going to be more toxic by using deodorant or antiperspirants. So your supermarket challenges, I want you to go to the grocery store next time you're there, and I want you to do two things. I'm going to give you a double challenge. Are you guys ready for your double challenge? I want you to go down the deodorant aisle, and I want you to look for any deodorant that does not have aluminum. Okay? Look for one without any metals. Good luck. The second challenge is I want you to go down the baby formula aisle, and I want you to look for a baby formula that does not contain high fructose corn syrup, corn sugar, or corn syrup solids. When you read those labels, you will be disgusted. The last time I went to the grocery store and I looked at the infant formula, every single formula in the mainstream grocery store, the first ingredient was corn syrup or corn syrup solids. What does that mean? You might as well give the baby a bottle of Aunt Jemima. Actually, yeah, because Aunt Jemima is corn syrup. It'd be better to give them maple syrup. Now, I'm not advocating this, guys, so don't twist my words. Basically, when you're feeding babies formula, if the first ingredient is corn syrup, what do you mean? And the first ingredient is what it has the most of. So you're feeding babies syrup. You're feeding babies high sugar levels. What does that do? Well, that brings the baby's blood sugar up, but then it drops it down. So then the baby's going to get cranky and irritable. And then the baby's hungry. So mama feeds the baby more infant formula. And then the baby's blood sugar goes up, and then it crashes back down, and they get cranky and irritable, and they have trouble sleeping. The pancreas has to secrete a lot of insulin to handle such high sugar levels. So obviously, breast is best. And when we work with female patients that want to have babies, and then they're pregnant, and then they do have babies, we do everything we can in teaching. We do everything we can in education. We do everything we can to support mama with breastfeeding. If for some reason breast milk production is down, we can quantum test to see what is the cause. So in my own case, I breastfed my daughter for 2.5 years, and it was the best thing I could ever do for her, because breast milk will change based on what the baby's nutritional needs is. It's like the magic boobies know what your baby needs. If your baby is fighting a cold, your breast milk will change and increase. Antibodies increase what the baby needs to fight off the cold or fight off the infection or fight off whatever. And so one day I woke up and my left breast was enlarged. It was engorged. It was painful. It was swollen. I had a fever. I felt sick. I felt horrible. And luckily, my husband applied holistic nutrition to me and found that I don't know why I'm telling you guys this story, it's a little bit embarrassing. I found I had an immune challenge in my breast that was parasitic. In other words, you can get buggies that come through your nipple, because remember, nipples have holes. Nipples don't have one hole. Nipples, sorry, Robin, nipples have multiple holes, right? So if you've ever pumped your breast and you've seen milk spray out, it doesn't spray out of one hole, it sprays out of multiple holes. I actually didn't know that until I breastfed, because they don't teach you that in chiropractic school. They don't teach you that in medical school. They don't teach you that in college. I thought Sounds stupid. I thought the breast had one hole milk came out of, but it has multiple little holes that the milk comes out of. And mine was being blocked by a parasite. My husband tested me to find out what homeopathic remedy I needed. So when you're working with a breastfeeding mama, there's specific herbs you use and there's specific things you don't use. Okay. And if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to work with someone like us that has that data. And so he tested me for a very specific, very gentle supplement. I applied it topically on my breast. I took some orally. The mastitis symptoms went away and I was breastfeeding again. Like within the next day, we were ready to go. Okay, so that's what I want to tell you guys. If you have any questions on how to get ready for back to school, if you have any questions on how to have healthy babies, if you have any questions on boobies, let me know. I do believe that a lot of women should be doing what they can to see if they need any type of good fats, right? Good fats, like a black curd seed oil would be a good fat. Very high quality fish oils. A lot of women are fatty acid deprived. They are low in certain oils. And so with the quantum nutrition testing, we determine what are the imbalances. And then for breast milk, you need to have good fats in your diet. That yellow, if you've ever seen pumped milk and you see kind of like yellow greasy, that's fat. And when a baby gets adequate fat, they will sleep through the night. When a baby gets adequate fat, the baby's brain can develop. They're really, really smart. But if mama and baby are not getting adequate fat levels, baby's not going to sleep. Baby's not going to develop as they should. Mom is going to be exhausted and so on. Robin says, I wondered about who came up with antiperspirants? Like, I don't know, was it Dr. Deodorant came up with deodorant? If you're stinky, you're toxic. We need to detox you and then you won't be stinky. And then, other areas sweat too. So do you just put like deodorant on your whole body? I guess there is a product out like that now, but that would be weird. You need to sweat. Sweating cools the body. In Florida, and I know a lot of areas in the country where you guys are located too, is very, very hot. And so when you go outside, you need to be like, your body needs to cool with sweat. If you're not sweating, something's not right. You're most likely toxic. Jonathan said he is doing a healthy thing and taking line dancing. Yeah, Jonathan, I love line dancing. That's super fun. That's cool. Line dancing is really, really fun. With YouTube and with what we have available online, there is no excuse not to move your body. So if you like line dancing like Jonathan and I, you can Google a YouTube video on line dancing and learn it and move your body. Maybe you like salsa dancing, and if so, you can join us on this week. The date is, I think it's Friday. I believe it's Friday the 18th, Salsa y Salud, which means a type of dancing, which is salsa. E means and salud is health. So dance your way to health. We're going to have that for our local patients. If you want to join us, you can. Then we'll be having free salsa lessons at our Arthur Murray Studios. So that would be really fun. Maybe you want to take your dog for a walk. Maybe you like to weight train. Maybe you like to do CrossFit. Maybe you like to do Orange Theory. Maybe you like to, whatever you like to do, but move your body. Maybe you just want to bounce your feet a little bit to get the lymphatic system going. Whatever you want to do, get your body moving. Take action in your life to improve your health. Take action in life to protect your babies. And do whatever you can to move in the right direction. I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear. Good night, everyone.